Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. And of course, another impromptu live stream where I don't know how long I'll be on this video. Maybe only 5 minutes, could be half an hour, could be an hour, but a max for me is an hour. I have the rest of my day sort of carefully planned so that I can get all my stuff done. So I sort of took a break from the things that I needed to get done today just so I can chat with you guys and hopefully we get some good turnout. For those of you who are tuning in for the live stream, we're giving you a few minutes. We only have 5 right now, but we're going to get it built up here, probably around 30 or 40, I'm assuming. But for those of you who tune in with us today, please leave your questions for me to answer. Comments or questions would really help make this live stream work. Your participation is where it's at. It really makes a difference between having a very short live stream and a longer one. Those of you who are tuning in later, please leave your comments down below and any questions you have or comments. Also, I can be contacted at flippinainteasy2020@gmail.com. And that's usually the best place to get a hold of me if you want a quick response. You can certainly contact me on Instagram, and I believe it's Flippin_Ain't_Easy2020. If I'm not mistaken, that's how we have it set up. So without any further ado, we're about 9 people. Let's see who we have in the live stream with us. We have ETC hosts. How you doing, sir? Talk to you all the time, Ivan, and looks like you are having some good sales. And a couple others I've been talking on Instagram have been having some good sales over the holiday here. Semperfi 1918. It looks like you're not first this time. So, but glad to have you here with us today. Looks like your sales are up and slowly growing, doing markdowns and trying to list daily. And that's key. Your habits, like I always tell you guys, your habits is what will trigger not more sales, because again, eBay is not the buyer. eBay can only lead your buyer to water. They can't force them to drink it. So at least they'll have that item out for them to see. Your impressions and your traffic, in my opinion, are a direct relation to your ability to be consistent on this platform. 100%. Winter crew, greetings all. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And then we have Ellen Wyfack. I don't want to mess up your last name. I apologize. Hello from New York City. So I think it's about 6 p.m. Monday night in New York City. And I hope everything's going well for you guys. Hope you guys had an excellent holiday, Christmas holiday. And I had a chance to go and visit with my family and friends in Southern California. And it was a great time. Jen and I had a chance to, catch up with family and do the Christmas thing with everyone. And we had a really good time. I want to shout out to my kids. They all pitched in and got me a authentic Howie Long Raiders helmet autographed by Howie Long. And that was pretty awesome. So I'll have that up on display. This isn't a football channel by any means. I think you guys have told me that before, but again, that's a nice little collectible, and I'll have that to show you guys when I get a chance. My awesome wife, she went and remember that story I told you guys about that Etsy scam where she went in and purchased an item for me. She wouldn't tell me what it was, and she was so upset because she left a deposit and spent quite a bit of money and found out that there was no item coming. Well, she was able to find another seller on Etsy that was able to make the same thing and for a little bit less, for she said quite a bit less. And it turned out it was for the channel is what it was. And it's a neon sign that says Flippin' Ain't Easy. And I'm going to show you guys probably on the next video once I get it all set up. It's pretty cool. So I thought I'd share that with you. A few more here before we kind of get started. Soul Steps, hi, how you doing? And then we have, they're from East London, UK. And then Winter Crew, Bad Habit here, Miss Bad Habit here, unfortunately. procrastinator, but when I buckle down, it's always good. New Jersey here. Yeah. Here's a time for thinking about what we're going to do for New Year's resolutions. And really, I don't like to set resolutions so much because they're very easy to just say, you know what, next year I'll make it work. Really, it's about goals, setting goals, making sure you set realistic goals and sticking to those goals, and maybe even rewarding yourself for sticking with those goals. So I want to talk to you guys about a few things here. And the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is motivation. Now, this is sort of the lazy time of year. We eat a lot. We spend time with people. I made a video about a month ago around Thanksgiving about distractions. We have family coming here on Thursday. And you really have to find a way to keep yourself going. eBay wants to be fed daily, not when you want it to, just like a new baby. You can't just have a baby and just feed it when you want to. You have to take care of it consistently. And that means that you have to have a daily regimen. Now, for those of you who watched some of my videos here the last week, that meant for me that I had to go in and make a bunch of drafts. And every day I launched from my app, I launched, maybe 3 or 4. It doesn't take a lot, but launch 3 or 4 a day. And, you have enough drafts in place to where it'll get you through any amount of time you're going to be away. For me, it was like 4 days. So that worked well. And as a result, I had 24 sales. Now that's less than average on a normal weekend, but you got to consider Christmas was on Saturday, and how many people are really doing a lot of shopping on Christmas? There's a lot more focus on family, friends, and all that stuff. So I think that was pretty good. And I think my efforts of sending offers through the app, it only takes you 5 minutes. Send your offers for interested buyers. Do your drafts, and that should be enough to, and answer any questions you have as well, because someone might be looking to buy your item. And that is what is going to get you through while you're away. And now, this is your business. You really need to start off 2022 on a good start. And by getting into those habits now, don't, like today, I'm making the video with you guys here live stream. I'm going to get on. I have about 4 or 5 items we're going to list. I still have residual shipping, 24 items. I didn't get home until like 1 a.m. And here I got a message from a buyer, but they're going to have to wait till the end of the live stream. So, I got home really late last night. And, when you go somewhere and you're gone for a while and you're not in your bed for 3 or 4 nights, you get home, you hit your bed and you're out. And that's kind of what happened here. When you get up, I think the hardest time of the year to do anything, and including reselling, is the day after you get back from being away from home. And for us, it's no different. Did most of my shipping. I still have about 5 items that I need to ship. Good thing is these are the larger items. They're going out by UPS ground. And I have a UPS store 5 minutes from my house. They close at 7. So that's Pacific time. I'm out here on the West Coast. So I have time to get that done and not have a late. But, motivation means different things for people. And put in the chat what motivates you. We really need to get, at least in my case, 2022 is going to be a make it or break it kind of thing, not only for this channel, but for my YouTube business. My eBay business, because, I did some looking back last year and I missed a lot of opportunities where I could have made more money just by being more consistent, really treating this more like a business than I have, and treating my time a little differently, in the sense of where, got a sale. Gotta love that, right? But what I'm saying is treating my business like I'm working for somebody, even though I'm not. Okay. If I was working for somebody, they wouldn't tolerate half the things that I do during the day, which is, like one, taking a break to talk to you guys. And that's not going to stop. I'm going to do that every so often. But, I'm in here and I'm shipping. That's why I got this shipping station behind me, so that I would physically get up from my computer to do my shipping rather than sitting in front of the desk. It takes twice as long to ship if you're sitting in a comfortable position, YouTube videos playing, and instead you're up there standing up and you're actually physically doing the work. And these are things you need to put in place to keep yourself accountable. I plan on trying to be more accountable with you guys next year. And I was just bouncing some ideas off of Jenna, and now I'm doing it with you, of some ideas for the channel, like maybe giving an update on what I'm doing a little bit, more frequently, and giving you guys an insight of what I go through. And I'm sure many of you know what I deal with if you're a seller on this platform. Let's see. We checking in with Ivan there, ETC host. How you doing? Winter Crow, I usually get the best inspiration from your channel. To be honest, thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Semperfi, I did a FedEx by accident and had to drive 30 miles to deliver to the FedEx store. Ooh. In that case, what you can do is there's some stores that aren't necessarily like FedEx Kinko's that might be able to take the FedEx package. And what I also found out from my carrier, if you accidentally give them a FedEx ground package or a UPS ground package to your USPS carrier, they'll actually hand it off to the right. I think they get that all the time. People leave packages in the drop box at the post office, and they actually pass it on. I guess there's a FedEx or UPS person that'll make a run and pick up those packages. It's a thing, and you don't have to necessarily drive 30 miles to deliver it. Winter Crow says, cool. I'm assuming you're talking about the gift that I got. I will be showing that to you guys, the neon Flippin' Ain't Easy sign. It's pretty cool. I like it. And Christopher Nutter's joining us today. I've been selling more by just ending listings, dropping the price, then relisting it as sell similar, and been sending offers and using the 5% off coupon, but not many new listings up. And there's a lot to. Whoops, let me get my light on here real quick. It's a little bit better lighting. It's starting to get dark here on the West Coast. Get a little clouds going on here. We've had a lot of rain out in the West Coast. But, the 5% coupon is probably my favorite thing that eBay has done for us in 2022. The one thing that's helped my business and my sales has been the 5% coupon. Give me an idea of what are some things that eBay did right this year in your eyes. That would be helpful. I'd like to see what you guys think. For me, it's the coupon feature, not necessarily the private coupon, because that really never did anything for me, but the public coupon was really good. Simplify 1918. Do you have a separate bank account for the business? I do. I have a separate account, and then my expenses are drawn off of that. I don't have any bills coming off of that account. And then I transfer profits over to my personal account, and that works out pretty well. And I always try to keep money in there just in case something goes wrong, where I have a return, a high value return, where maybe I just don't have funds in my available, which is rare, but it's always a good idea. The disgruntled octopus says, good morning. I'm assuming you're in Australia. If that's the case, or somewhere on that side of the world. Winter Crow has a separate bank account. And we have Chris Loper. Do you see the eBay message about technical issues? No, I haven't. I haven't seen a message like that. But for me, technical issues with eBay is sort of like night and day. It happens every day that I come across some things. I'll give you an example here. I had a return request, and it was a weird one. I sold a food saver, one of those food vacuum sealers, and I sold it for $123 plus shipping. And within 15 minutes, I got a cancellation request. Now, this is Christmas Eve. I'm not going to dive into my phone and mess with it. I'm spending time with my family. And so I left it at that. And the next day, Christmas, again, I'm not in a hurry. eBay gives you like 3 business days. So again, I'm not in a hurry to mess with that. Well, Christmas Day, I get a return request. Now, why eBay allows buyers to open a return request for an item they don't have is beyond me. But it got my attention, and I'm like, okay, look, the next thing I'm going to do is get a negative here. So I went in and I approved the cancellation. I just didn't want to bother with it. But the return request was still there. So today I'm looking at it. It's still in my account, but I called and I said, hey, how are you guys even able to have this in here? It's a return request for an item that was canceled. And, she looked at it and said, well, I don't know why, kind of thing. It's a glitch. It's a glitch. It just is not it's nonsensical why they allow a buyer to open a return for something they don't have. Now, thankfully, they opened the return as ordered item by mistake or something like that. So it doesn't count against my return ratio. But what was this? What's to stop them from opening a return saying item not as described? And now it's counting against your return percentage. Now, I'm glad I was able to tell you that story, because on that phone call today, I was talking to a US rep. And before they hung up, I said, and this is the news I wanted to share with you guys that I found out today. I asked them where they were located, Utah or Texas, because they have one, I believe, in the Provo area, if I'm not mistaken, and one somewhere in Texas, if you get a US rep. And she said, no, I'm in neither location. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. So that tells me they have another office, another call center in the US that they've opened. I commented and I laughed about it. I said, oh, good. Hopefully they close one or both of those call centers in the Philippines. And she just told me that she'll laugh with me. But of course, she was doing what eBay probably told them to do, and that is not to comment further or elaborate on that. So I think it's good news. Anytime you can get these calls rerouted back to the United States for handling, it's a win-win for whoever needs the help, because, I was able to have a natural conversation about the eBay cancellation process with her that I would not have been able to have with a Philippine rep. And the thing is that she told me, I mentioned to her, I said, look, it looks to me, or it seems to me, just by how eBay has it set up, that eBay makes it very difficult for the seller to cancel or to deny a cancellation request, whether we've shipped it out or not. Let's just say, look, the buyer agreed to the sale. I'm selling it to them and I'm going to ship it out. And I'm not interested in eating a 30-cent fee. And this is going to be shipped to the buyer. And eBay doesn't make it easy, because once that cancellation request comes through, all your items that are in Seller Hub that are waiting for you to ship, well, that one's now removed and placed into a different location. You actually have to search for it in your solds or your order tab and ship it out that way. But she made it sound like, and the way her stance was that, look, we back you guys. If you want to still ship the item, we'll back you. And I said, well, what if you get someone nasty that wants to leave a negative? And we'll back you on that too. So I know for a fact that I would have been transferred to 2 or 3 different reps if I had that conversation or attempted that conversation with the Philippine rep. Let's hope that this is a thing for 2022 where we actually get to have someone who cares, or at least understands our situation. We have Winter Crow. Yes, I do the same with separate accounts. Let's talk about the bank account. Strictly to eBay's use, then I transfer to a main account. That's a good idea. I mean, especially if you are a small seller, maybe you sell $100, $150 item, something goes wrong. And I do know that if you're on a newer account, eBay will put a hold on your funds. because they don't want you to up and run. They want to get that money back. So your smaller seller, that money is now, they're looking to recoup it because it's not near available anymore. They already sent it out to you. It's one of those things where, eBay will hit that account, and you don't want to have, a pending bill using those funds that doesn't get paid because eBay took their money. And I know a lot of you hate that. I don't like it either, but you have to look at it from the standpoint of eBay. And I'm not being a fanboy here for eBay, but I'm just looking at it from both sides of the coin here. eBay is protecting their interests. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of bad sellers out there who will defraud their buyers and then split with the money, at least think they are. And eBay has to have a way to protect from that. And excuse me, happened to us on Etsy. And thankfully, they were able to recoup the funds, and eBay sort of has the same thing. So having a separate account like that prevents these things from disrupting bill payments and things like that. It's always a good idea. And, like I have a Capital One account. They offered me like $200 if I had direct deposits into that exceeding at least, I think, $1,000 over the first month, which was no problem, for me. There's other online accounts that don't require you to walk into a branch. You can simply do it right on your computer, and within a week, you'll have it all set up with eBay. Simplified 1918. Anyone else see the commercial for eBay Motors? I finally saw it yesterday. Hope it drives in more customers for those that do eBay Motors. I didn't see any commercials for eBay Motors, but I did hear one on Sirius XM. When I drove to California, my car has Sirius XM, and I did hear a commercial for eBay Motors. I thought that was very good. Aussie Hustler, good morning, John. Must be Tuesday over there. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you. Appreciate that. Winter Crow, my big thrill came to one time I got on eBay phone rep in Ireland. I think I kept him on the phone just to hear him talk. Yeah, I have had some Ireland reps, and it's just nice. It's just nice to have a conversation with somebody who understands where you're coming from. And unfortunately, when there's a language barrier, and let's be real, there's a lot of good reps in the Philippines, but most of them, English is not their first language. And when you want to have that natural conversation and you can't have it, and it's a situation that sort of requires it, it's frustrating. If you're doing business with an American audience on the eBay side, they're fielding calls from either US, UK, Australia. You want to have someone that speaks English and thoroughly understands it. And I think that there's a big barrier. Sometimes you get some reps out there in the Philippines, and it's like within the first 30 seconds, you want another person because it's going to be at least 2 to 3 times longer to get your problem resolved than if you had someone that understood what you're talking about. We have Carla Carmichael. Merry Christmas, John. Merry Christmas to you as well, Carla, and have a happy New Year. We have Boxer Puppy Dog Daisy May. I am just turning in. Do you have any idea of the upcoming surcharges on long packages is going to go through? 99% of what I sell is 36 inches long. Well, I don't know about a surcharge on longer packages. I was selling sound bars for a while, and that met those dimensions, and I didn't see any issues with that. Is that with USPS or is that UPS ground? I'm curious about that. Put that down below if you want to elaborate. Austin, I have a negative feedback without the name and the message after winning a case. Why can't they just remove the negative altogether? Still shows up and looks to affect my score. It doesn't affect your score as much as it used to, but it does affect that buyer who looks and says, well, what's wrong with this guy? The number one thing is go in and put a reply to that negative feedback. They give you 500 characters. Do it in a way that puts you in a good light, so it doesn't look like you're bad-mouthing the buyer or anything like that. And send a message to eBay for Business on Facebook, asking them to look into removing that negative feedback, because if you won the case there should not be, in most cases. Now, hey, if there's been times I've been told, look, you can win a case, but maybe they're giving their feedback on something else. Maybe the way you treated them, could be a number of things that had nothing to do with the case itself. And they sometimes allow that to stand. So you might want to check with eBay for business on that. Winter Crow says, do you personally feel the managed payment system is better than dealing with PayPal? I remember when we could get checks from buyers in the mail. Yeah, I had checks too. I was selling diamonds. This is back in 2004, I think. And I sold a $500 diamond. And, I was dealing with low eye clarity diamonds. So I know you know about diamonds. This is like an I2, I3 clarity diamond. And I think it was like 1.5 carats. Shipped it out to the buyer after they sent me it was a check, and the check bounced. Now, I had mailed it out. I didn't wait for the check to clear. My bad on that. And they totally ghosted me. They did not respond to a single anything, and eBay didn't do anything for me. So I definitely remember those days. But to answer your question, I actually like managed payments better. And the only thing I don't like is that 30-cent fee, and that just kind of rubs me the wrong way. And I was thinking about it the other day. What it is, I believe what it is anytime that any kind of retailer is accepting a credit card, they get hit with that like 20-30 cent fee. And I think they're charging you that because they are on the hook for that 30 cents through the credit card company, whether or not that sale goes through or not. So that's why they're making us eat it, because they don't want to eat it. I think that's what's happening there. But, with me, PayPal, I don't feel, my experiences with them, I lost a chargeback. It was a simple chargeback case where it was buyer fraud. They bought the item within the day. It was a zero feedback buyer. Within the same day of receiving it, they didn't contact me to say there was a problem. They never told eBay there was a problem. They simply went to their credit card company, opened a case of item not as described, and it took them 6 months, even though it's supposed to be 90 days with the credit card company, 6 months to finally give me an answer. And that was, go pound sand. There's nothing we can do for you. Whereas eBay probably would have protected me with their seller protection. So, we're quick, and I'm quick to say, hey, eBay, shame on eBay for this. Look at what eBay did here. But, there are some good things. And I think once we get past the initial dismay of eBay asking for our social security number and our bank account, once we get past that, and for many of you, we're now, a 1.5 years into managed payments, I don't get a lot of stories from people saying, hey, I'm not getting paid. Once in a while you will, but that's because maybe there's a problem on the information side that you've passed on to them. And for me, I get my money, and recently you guys have been getting your daily, even on weekends, daily deposits. Some of you have yours set for weekly, and that's good. I'm still set for daily. I kind of want that instant gratification. I want to see that deposit hit my account. Don't necessarily want to wait. I'm good with that. And for me, the only drawback to managed payments is I would allow my balance in PayPal to accrue. So I'd have it up over $10,000 in that, and over a period of time. And I kind of thought that was cool. And it's not something I can do anymore. So that's just for me. It's something that was a nice to have, but it wasn't something that made me feel great. I mean, for a lot of you, I know a big selling point for PayPal was just the fact that you get your money like right away. You don't have to wait for a processing period. You don't have to wait for that money to go into your available balance. And I get it, right? But eBay has explained to me they're not a bank, and they're not in the position that PayPal was. And if you grow your business big enough, whether you get the money today or tomorrow is not going to be that big of a deal. Now, if you're small, I get it. You want that money right away so you can reinvest it. So for me, managed payments is actually turned out to be a good thing. And that's hard to believe, because I was totally thinking that managed payments was going to be a bomb and here's our money going to be all screwed up. But eBay, kudos to them. They've done an overall pretty good job as far as I'm concerned. We have Dan Frisco. I've seen eBay Motors commercials on radio, YouTube, all within the last week. So, again, we're talking about a small percentage of the eBay selling population. I would like to see them not focus on a niche. I'd like to see them just focus on maybe a number of them within the same commercial, or not at all. Just say, eBay is one of the largest commerce sites, and chances are whatever you're looking for, you'll find on eBay. They've done it in the past. I don't know why they don't stick to that model. I just think that eBay is sort of looking at a few and overlooking the rest of the sellers on the platform, and it shouldn't be that way. We all pay the fees, right? We pay them our eBay fees. They should represent all of us as far as I'm concerned. Winter Crow says, sadly, the reps in the Philippines only stick to the script they're given. And you're right. It is scripted. And you do that with new reps or reps you don't trust. And that's sort of how things sort of were in the call center world that I was in. If you have a new hire, a new agent who you're not that comfortable with maybe fielding all the questions or situations, you give them sort of, here's what to say, and you have them escalate the call. But there's something called first call resolution in that world where you are expected to have the expertise to handle the situation within that phone call and not escalate or have the customer call back. Because what that does, and here's another term for the call center world, it creates a high effort customer experience. And the goal for any rep is to create a low effort customer experience. And really, you can take that outside the call center world. You as an eBay seller, you need to create a low effort customer experience so that your buyer feels good about the interaction with you, because it leads to a higher probability of a positive feedback versus a negative or neutral feedback. And a low effort customer experience, just making them feel good. And that's what sales is how you make a customer feel. If you make them feel they have a good value for their purchase, it's maybe exceeds their expectations. And you do that through a number of things you can do. There's a number of things like clear poly bags on an item that may be an open box item. Little things you can do to make that customer feel a little bit better about the purchase. And that will be one less thing that will lead them to a negative feedback, because they may encounter a problem with your item. But if you've been great to them the entire time, you've made it an easy transaction, they're more likely to probably reach out to you than just leave the negative feedback. So those are things you want to consider. Aussie Hustler, any news on when the USPS is shipping back to Australia? Good question. I know that there's been a lot of issues. Let's hope this Omicron thing kind of makes this go away. And I'm not going to dive into the pandemic here, but hopefully we get past a lot of this. There's like a spike in infections, and once that goes down, let's hope that we're on the backside of this whole thing. I mean, I'm being optimistic. I'm not a doctor or scientist by any means, but I'm hopeful that hopefully it's tied, your situation's tied into this whole pandemic. And I'm hopeful that it'll go away sooner than later. We have Boxer Puppy Dog Daisy May. In April, anything over 30 inches long may have a $15 surcharge. It was supposed to happen in January and was put off. And wow, okay. Well, then I need to stop selling sound bars, because most of the sound bars that I sell are much bigger than that. And you're gonna have to pass it on to that $15 surcharge to the buyer who may not want to pay it. We have, oops, and hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I didn't have my microphone down. We have the thrifting is my hobby. Merry Christmas, everyone. Good live. Thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Dan Frisco, 30-cent fee was charged through PayPal as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was, but was it refundable along with your, I'm thinking there was a time where they had said that they were going to start deducting that 30 cents. And there was a lot of backlash and it didn't happen. And then after the announcement of the eBay platform leaving PayPal and going on their own, then PayPal started to charge that 30 cents as a non-refundable fee. Winter Crow, yes, a friend of mine has had a few scammers in the past who went directly to their credit card company claiming it was a bogus charge, and then the buyer had even left positive feedback by then. Yeah, and they leave positive feedback, and that's still not considered. For those of you who have not watched, I think I made a video on this too, but we were successful in helping a couple sellers who are dealing with a chargeback. And eBay, I don't know why they do this, but they give you a chance to submit one photo to explain your side of the chargeback situation. And what I told them to do, which worked for me, was to create a Word document, then do a screenshot of that Word document explaining your side of the story, make it one page, and do a screenshot and submit it to eBay. And that actually worked for them. So something you can do if you ever end up in that situation. We have Ed, the reselling writer. Check out his channel. You get a chance. How are you doing today, Ed? Sandra Arenabar, eBay finally had it resolved. They did not win their case, nor did they receive it. The conners that are out there, it's a full-time job. There's a lot of people who will prey on new sellers. They'll buy that item that may be a heavy item or a large item, and they know that as a seller you don't want to foot the bill for that $40, $50, $60 return shipping label, and you're more than likely to just cut bait and not require them to return the item, so they get their money back in to keep the item. And there's people who unfortunately are not honest people. Good 5 to 10% of people, and maybe that's a high number, but there's, in my experience in life and just dealing with people in the phone industry over the phone and dealing with people on eBay, I'd say 5% of the people you deal with have bad intentions, and maybe they won't necessarily follow through with you, but you can tell by your interactions with them that these aren't people I wanted to be dealing with on a daily basis. That's for sure. Anyone received the gift from eBay for the seller check-in? I heard someone did last week and left, sort of a teaser on Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show, his channel. But honestly, I haven't received anything at all. And you know what? Actually, I think I did right here. My son just brought a package in. Hold on. It's right here. It says eBay on it. Let's open this thing. Let's see what it is. I'll share it with you guys. Why not? And I plan on not, unless there's something really, really awesome in here. I don't plan on keeping these things. I plan on giving them back to you guys. I have a few items from one a few months ago that I am going to give away too. First thing is this eBay. And I hope I'm not spoiling this for you because, I hate to do that, but there's a lot of you who are interested. This is a Salt Keeper Duet. Oops. Salt Keeper Duet. And crafted from natural, sustainable bamboo. Well, that's interesting. And it's says eBay, if I can finally find my camera here. So that's kind of cool. What else do we have here? It's a box of some sort. Looks like a little cutting board. An eBay cutting board. It's kind of cool. And I better be careful. Looks like a little cheese knife and I hate to barbecue with this thing. Probably get burnt with it, but okay, that's kind of cool. That's that. And grand finale in this nice box here. It's an eBay, like a tumbler set. That's kind of cool, right? So these are things that I plan on giving to you guys. I think I'm going to have a 10,000 celebration. That's kind of cool, right? A 10,000 subscriber celebration here, hopefully within the next month. I was planning on hitting that for the month of December. This month, it was a goal I had at the beginning of the year. I think it was a realistic goal, but I think I fell off a little bit on my content. My content wasn't up to snuff as far as I'm concerned, and I just need to do a better job. And it's 100% my fault why I did not reach my goal. What do you guys think about the stuff they gave? Now, it could be different for you guys. If you receive that, you might get something different. But it just came today. Before I did the live, my son came in with a box, and I just thought of it as, well, I didn't order anything, but just didn't think anything of it. But now that you asked, and I looked over, it said eBay on the box. There we go. So it should arrive to you very soon. That's hopefully the answer to your question. Joyce Den, I sold 4 items. The buyer claimed item not as described through their credit card. They said they thought the items were bigger. Thank goodness I had tape measurements and pictures they lost. And that's right. If you provide the credit card companies with valid information, you're going to win. See, I've fought these credit card companies, but I've also been on the side where I've done a chargeback, actually 2 of them. I won both of them. And you can't just say, hey, I want to do a chargeback, click a button, and you're done. You need to provide the credit card company a valid reason why. They asked me a ton of information. I had to spend about an hour or 2 just to get that information. And they send you a link to download any documents or photos to them so that they can see your side of the story. So by not providing information as a seller to eBay to fight for yourself, to back up what your side of the story is, the credit card company is going to have really no choice but to side with the buyer. So take the time, do your due diligence to protect yourself, and you'll be fine. Add the reselling writer. Should eBay compare themselves to Amazon or Walmart on a commercial? No, because they're not. They're not eBay or Amazon. They're eBay. And what eBay needs to stop doing is trying to be Amazon or Walmart and be eBay. An eBay that most of us have grown to love, and stop being, it's like getting a new bunch of friends, and instead of being yourself, you're now trying to be them. I mean, you lose a sense of who you are, and that's what eBay's sort of done. And you're going to drive away a lot of the people who grew to love who you were. And that's sort of what eBay is doing with a lot of their old time sellers. They're driving a lot of them away because they're not being true to who they are. They're an auction site that now has buy it now items, and they need to just be that and stop trying to conform their business to a model that's not them. And they'll be better for it. I think most of you guys could agree with that. Boxer puppy dog Daisy May. It's a disgrace everyone time sign in. I see a big banner for sports cards that I have zero interest in. Right. And it's the same way with these seller check-ins that they have, like the one we just had a couple weeks ago. It's even then, it's, let's look at sports cards. Let's talk about sneakers. Let's talk about watches. Let's talk about purses and all this stuff. And the rest of us are just sitting around going, well, wait, I sell dolls, or I sell, clothing. When are you guys going to start focusing on or acknowledging our existence? And it's I think it's just a bad look. Josh Howe, talking to Winter Cow. We had someone buy from us through global shipping. They asked us to change the address to Texas. I mailed them a no-go, refunded them fully. They went to their credit card company and said they don't recognize the payment, trying to get more back. And you just fight it. Just fight it. That's all you can do there. Christopher Nutter, I had bummer stickers made of my store and posted them, and I figured it to be like advertising. Even if someone does not want to buy one, they still see my store name. And, for me, that's great if you have a store that's a niche, something that your buyer will buy from you and will want to buy again because they want the same type of item. Someone like me, I tried to put my coupon, actually I had a private coupon code that I put on a little thank you sticker that I printed from my Rolo and on a thermal sticker. And I had a whole roll. In fact, I still have it. And it says basically, you can see that 10% off your next purchase, use code ValueTrends10, and then valid through 12/31/21 on Value Trend Store. And anyone want to guess how many sales that I have from these stickers? Now, this is the second roll. I used the first one already. Anyone who said 0 is a winner, you don't win anything this time, but just know you were a winner. And yes, so 0, because I don't sell in a niche. So that buyer might think, well, cool, 10% off next time. But next time I might not have what they're looking for because they bought a one-off item from me. So it's one of those things where definitely use these, and you can buy these for like $10 a roll on Amazon. I think there's like 300-400 on here, and you don't have to even, if you have a Rolo, you can set it up to just run through your printer and not use up any ink in your regular printer. And I think it's a great thing if you have return buyers. But for me, the public coupon is where it's at, where I put the code in my listing, and that one-off buyer is going to take advantage of it. Let's see here. We have Semper Fi. I got an item returned, left positive feedback, just didn't want it anymore. And sometimes we just don't want to deal with that return. And that's a lot of sellers will just cut bait and say, you know what, I'll give you your item price back, and I don't have to worry about buying a return label. I get it. I don't like it because it conditions that buyer to do it again to the next seller. But I understand sometimes you have to make a business decision that affects your pocketbook, and it is what it is. If I make a very, very big mistake on a listing, I'm more tempted to do that because I don't want to put that buyer through a return. Maybe it's a $10, $20 item. It's going to cost $10 to return it. And it's just a business decision. I can tell they're not a scammer, and I just take care of it. But everyone has to decide for themselves how they want to handle those kind of returns. And of course, Winter Crow says, don't forget to hit the like button, folks. Also good motivation and advice here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hit that like button. It does spread the word of our channel to other potential eBay resellers or those who have no idea about Flippin' Ain't Easy. And while I can't get $10,000 here, 10,000 subscribers here this year, it's just way too far off. Unless somehow this video goes viral. By hitting like, just the like button, not even subscribing, just liking the video. Or if you dislike the video, go ahead. It helps the video get to other people. So I'd appreciate that. Thank you, Winter Crow, for bringing that up. And Kid Wilson, 33, question, is eBay and PayPal separate now? So do you have to hit the $600 on each platform? eBay and PayPal are separate. They've been separate for at least a couple years. Well, a year and a half. Now, that didn't mean that PayPal was not taking payments on eBay's behalf for the newer sellers, but I think that there are no sellers out there who are taking PayPal payments. For 2022, now that's on all sales you make in 2022, the reporting threshold is $600. So if you collect $600 on eBay managed payments through your transactions, eBay is sending a 1099 reporting that you've sold $600 worth. If you accept $600 in PayPal transactions, and I believe if it's not the friends or family side, if it's a business transaction, they're required to report that as well. So if you're doing PayPal transactions off of eBay, that's also, but contact a CPA. I only claim to have stayed in the Holiday Express one time in my life, and that does not qualify me to be a CPA at all. So that's my advice to you on that. Let's see. Boxer Puppy Dog Daisy May, as far as chargebacks go, now that eBay has their hands on the financial side of things, eBay should be making the decisions and fighting the credit card companies on their own. But they do. And eBay wants us to provide, because they don't know about our side of the story. Maybe the buyer is being legitimate. Maybe it's nothing close to what they ordered. But it's sort of like when you have that item that the customer hasn't received. What does eBay want from you? They want the tracking number. Well, eBay already has the tracking number. eBay just doesn't have the staffing to do all the homework to find out, did the customer contact you? Because according to my experience, the credit card company expects the buyer to reach out and resolve the problem with the merchant, which in this case is eBay and yourself. And if they have not done that, they are not acting in good faith. And that is probably the number one thing you need to mention in your chargeback case is the buyer did not act in good faith. They did not abide by the terms of the credit card agreement, where they have to reach out to the merchant and try to resolve the problem before doing the chargeback. So that's number one. And that's provided they didn't do that, which 9 times out of 10, they do not do. They just go to the credit card company. And that's not acting in good faith. And then number 2 and number 3 and number 4 are all the details as to why you feel the buyer is being dishonest. And if you've done everything as a seller and the buyer is just trying to get a quick refund, these companies see that. And as long as you're providing that information, then you're gonna win. And so eBay's not going to do that for you, though. You have to actually do the work. Let's see, unboxing video. And yeah, the problem is that I don't get a lot of those boxes. I was looking at, we had about a lot of 16 that I was going to buy again, some of those Amazon returns, but I'm looking at my cost would be about $800 for 16, I think it was 24 by 12 boxes. And I've made money on those before. I just don't know if I want to. I've been having better luck spending, half of that for pallets and making pretty decent money doing that. So something I need to think about. But as soon as I get some type of a pallet where I can unveil something, then I'll definitely do that for you. Let's see. Ed, the reselling writer, just got a negative because the buyer said that the shoes don't fit and aren't her size. The shoe tag and label show the size and the title, and the size is there. People don't read. They don't read. And that's why you got to do everything within your ability to maybe put that information in your condition description and the item description. For those of you who've never looked at the eBay app, when you look at an item and you click on the item itself, it won't even show you the item description. It gives you a link you can click on to show you the actual item description, but it does show you the condition description. So if you could put the same information, or at least the pertinent information, in your condition description, then you're going to be okay. Now, if it's new, there shouldn't be anything to report if it's brand new. But if it's open boxed, used, refurbished, put that information in there so that it's there. Now, people will think, look, I'm a medium, and they'll go to Thanksgiving, they'll pig out, they'll eat all the sweets in the world, and that package arrives, and guess what? They're no longer a medium, and maybe they'll return it because of that. Now, I'm not saying their shoes are going to grow or their feet are going to grow because of what they ate, but many of you sell clothing, and people buy what they think is going to fit. Had they had a chance to try it on at Kohl's or whatever, they wouldn't have bought it. But because they can't try it on, people think highly of themselves to a point where maybe they can't accept that they're no longer a medium and they need to be in that large whatever. And then they'll send it back and blame it on you. Just write it off. Most people are not dishonest like that, even though these few returns, and I put a video out last week, returns are a good thing. Even though you have your customers that will lie and this, that, and other thing, because they're so few and far between, it's really nothing that should hold you back as an eBay seller. And that's sort of what that video was supposed to say. Some people didn't take it the same way, but don't allow returns to totally turn you off or change the way you look at reselling. Adrian Garris, how you doing, Adrian? Shouldn't that 30-cent charge on a buyer cancellation go to the buyer? Call me crazy. I'm not going to call you crazy, but what that can do, see, we have a lot invested. Most sellers have a lot of time, effort, money invested in the items that they're selling. eBay realizes that 30 cents isn't going to chase away a seller, but a little thing like that, just for principle's sake, will chase away a potential buyer from swearing off the site altogether and never buying from there again. And eBay is so protective of their buyers. And I get it, because there's competition out there. You can still go to Amazon, Etsy, Poshmark, and they don't want to chase away their buyers. So they're not going to ever do that to their buyer. Even though, a buyer chose to buy and cancel, that should be on them. But eBay isn't going to eat that money either, because in their mind, they had nothing to do with it. Even though they are showing the same item to our buyers at a lower price, causing a lot of these cancellations. But again, it's eBay's game. I hate to say it, but this is the truth. It's eBay's game. We can either choose to play it or not. And and I'll continue to say this, until there's a site that provides the same level of traffic, that allows me the same opportunity of sales that eBay does with the type of goods that I sell, then I'm going to continue to play that game. And it's a lot like your returns. The cancellations come and go. You probably will add up all the 30-cent charges that you were required to pay over the year, and it probably won't pay for that Starbucks that you're going to go buy here in the next half an hour. Hopefully when this live stream's over. Don't go yet. But it's not a whole lot. And it's just the principle, and we got to get over that. eBay is going to fee us to death. It's the reality of the game, and you got to build that into your fees as a business. People are going to get jobs for $15 an hour. They're making 10 to 12. Well, where's that extra $3 coming from? It's not coming from the business. It's coming from you. I went to Five Guys Burgers yesterday on the way home. We got 2 cheeseburgers. We shared a fry and each got a drink. It was $35. Prices are going up, and they're passing it on to you as the consumer. And so as an eBay seller, you need to do the same thing. And that's what people are doing. They're passing it on, build it into your shipping. I don't give free shipping anymore. I think it's a bad business model. I think you should adjust your prices down to where you can add your shipping, your additional shipping into that price. And you're basically, it comes out to the same in the end, except when you return that item, or that customer returns that item, you don't have to eat that shipping charge. Whereas if it's free shipping, eBay requires you to send the whole thing back to them. And then Ed says, yep, that's the gifts that he got. So he got all that good stuff. And there's going to be some lucky viewers here, probably within the next month, who are also going to get one or more of those items. I'll try to give as many goodies out. I also have this eBay towel, beach towel. And I have eBay water bottle, sports bag, two-tone sunglasses, and bottle opener spinner that I received in one from a few months back. So, kudos for eBay for sending these things out. There's people who collect these things and they enjoy the eBay stuff, and I don't mind it, but I'd rather give it to you guys. And it is an eBay channel, and I think that's just right now we're at 10,000 subs, so it's all I can afford to pass on. As time goes on and we get more viewers and we build this channel, that's the hope. I'm not going to set a goal again like I did last year for the channel growth, because I don't want to disappoint myself. I'm just going to make a commitment to giving you guys the best content that I can, and still be the same guy. Answer as many questions as I can, whether you send it to email, Instagram, or even in these comments. Comment down below. I'm going to continue being that guy, and if that works, if that's what you guys want, then the channel will grow, and I'm going to keep doing that. So far so good, and I can only hope that you guys are going to stick with me through the process, and share this channel with anyone else that also sells on eBay, because I think that this channel does provide good information. So certainly appreciate each and every one of you guys for being there. We have JC Den. eBay is its own special thing. You're right. It is. It's a great platform. But one thing that I've learned is you can't be everything to everyone. There's going to be people that don't like your business model. There's going to be people who don't like the way you do business. There's going to be people that hate this channel. And well, first of all, if you hate this channel, you're not this far into this video. It's been an hour. So if you're with me this long, we've got 46 people. Thank you for watching. And you just can't be everything to everyone. And eBay needs to stop trying to be everything to everyone, and just do a good job of being eBay. That's the best way I can put it. Renee Kingsbury, I think eBay should advertise a couple different categories each month so it's fair. Yeah, like here's our highlighted categories. We're doing, who knows? Pick whatever. This is what we're highlighting today. This is the category. And maybe have a couple sellers on there that explain how they're doing in that niche. I think it'd be kind of cool. You have a seller check-in every month, so I think you can cover about 24 different categories, and I think you would actually get more interest in the seller check-in process if you covered other categories. Flipping sports guy. People don't read on phone or computer. You're right. Which is why anytime I do and I've talked about this before, anytime I do a for parts or repair where I know the thing's broken, it's not going to work, I'm putting a banner on the bottom. I don't care who likes it or not. And guess what? I haven't had one complaint, not a complaint about the item, not a return request, nothing since I've done it. And I'm going to continue doing it until eBay removes my listings, because it's a good buying experience. If it's clear what you're getting and you get what you think you're getting, you have no room to complain. But if you don't read, and that's not their fault, it is their fault, but in their mind, it's not their fault. It's your fault, the seller. If they don't read, they're going to return it. They're going to complain, and it's your fault. And I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. So I'm going to do everything I can. And also, maybe if you have an item that maybe you don't put a banner on, maybe it works, maybe it's missing something, maybe it has a ding in it, and you put that in the listing. Maybe once they buy it, before you ship it, just confirm, thank you for your purchase. We're going to ship this out now. Just to confirm, this item does have a ding in it, or it does have a this in it, or that in it, or missing this. And just wanted you to make sure you knew about that before we go through the process of shipping it out. And, when it comes time to ship it out. But if they have an issue with it, they'll let you know, and then you can go through the cancellation process. That's a lot better than dealing with negative feedback, upset people, and paying for return labels. So, and what are these trophies behind me? Well, I have the two old-fashioned trophies are poker trophies. Well, I'm a poker player, so we've had many years ago, poker club. I'll show you these. So in 2013, I won a award. It's a national award. It's the President's Service and Safety Awards, and it's not the President of the United States, it's the President of the company I work for, Amtrak. And they fly us to back east to Washington, D.C., and there's a big thing about it. And only about, say, 20 or 30 people win these awards for different categories throughout the entire country. And then in 2015, I got this one for leadership. And probably one of the most proud things that I can say I've ever accomplished, because these aren't easy to get. And I know when I went to work every day, I busted my butt. And, you know, finding people in management that's busting their butt and willing to do the right thing and all that stuff, I think it's hard to find. But I was the same person I am now back then. And these are things that I can just lay my hat on and know that I did everything I could. So thank you for bringing that up and allowing me to share that with you, the 51 people that are here. One was for leadership and the other one was for achievement. The achievement part is the team that I had. We but we helped test and make the e-ticketing program work. So it used to be that you'd have to have a ticket to get on the train, a physical ticket. Now it's on your smartphone and they scan it. And we uncovered a lot of problems when they first launched that. And if it wasn't for my team and the other supervisors team that we work with, it would have cost a lot of money for them to get it right. So I'm very proud about that. We did a lot of good work. But this is not an Amtrak channel at all. I'm just sharing you my life experiences on that. People don't read, especially sizes or measurements. Definitely. All the things. How you doing? Dropped in for a few minutes, waiting on my food order. Sales record for me this Christmas weekend. Crazy sales. Yeah, I had 24 sales. I had 24. And it's just, I know if I would have done just nothing, if I wouldn't have launched drafts, if I would not have, done my offers to watchers, I know that my sales would have been a lot lower than that. So eBay will lead your buyer to water. They can't make them drink, but at least they'll show my potential buyers my item and give me a chance to make a sale. And that's only because I was consistent. I'm certain of that. What would you do if a buyer claims he received an empty box? Well, there's not a whole lot you can do. To be honest, I've never had that happen. That's a good question. If he claims he received an empty box, I mean, I'd tell him to open a return. I mean, but my thing is this. Sometimes it does happen where the item does show up empty because it was damaged en route. So I would guess the first thing I do is contact the buyer and ask them if they have photos of the box to show if maybe there was some damage, maybe it was opened. It has happened before. I know of people who actually have had that happen, but it was because someone opened the box when it was en route. I would do a few things. I would look at the buyer's feedback left for others. I would look at a few things to see who I might be dealing with. See, you could tell a lot by the feedback they leave for other sellers. But honestly, we're talking a big ticket item. I'm not doing a whole lot at all. Certainly, they're going to send that item back if they want me to give them a refund. And it would be at that point a claim to file with the carrier at that point. So I would look at the filing a lost or damaged item claim through the carrier. I would say, Scott, is January a good selling month for most categories? I think it's an outstanding month. I think January through May is really good. So the momentum should continue. And it's only when you get into June, July, August, where things kind of slow down historically because of the summer. Ed said, I'm sorry, Simplify says, Ed, some of the returns make for great stories, and they certainly do. Primetime Treasure Hunter, how you doing today? Glad that you can make the show. Very true. There's no realistic competitor to eBay for most products, which is why we put up with the glitches and other downsides. And I will continue to do so until I can find somewhere else to sell my stuff. Bonanza ain't it. Poshmark, I don't sell enough clothing to make that happen. There's other things you can sell in there now, but honestly, we're ambassadors on Poshmark, and that don't make a difference. The sales are slow for us there. Mercari, it's a different kind of buyer. I'm telling you, if your item is under $20, you might have a better chance to move it on Mercari, but anything higher than that, you're going to get better prices on eBay. So for me, it's going to be eBay, and I don't see that changing for a while. The Tommy Bernhardt podcast, free shipping is the worst move possible, 100%. I just haven't had a lot of success with it. You may get more sales, but you're going to be eating a lot of that when you refund their money when they send it back. It doesn't fit, especially when it's free returns. Free shipping and free returns is just to me, unless you're selling in high volume where you can eat, a return here and a return there. Most of us don't fit into that category. I would not offer, free shipping and free returns. That's a bad combination. Also, if you take offers or send offers, it comes off shipping as well. Promoted listings doesn't come off shipping on top. Can't keep shipping on returns if none charged. And he says, I did the math on my last year's numbers, exact same everything. If I would have padded shipping in versus on top, all numbers identical, I would have lost $7,500 in profit. Wow. And that's quite a big number. That's awesome. And the YouTubers that teach free shipping should be banned from YouTube for horrific advice. And the problem is they're trying to make what may work for them work for you. And I got to tell you, there's some YouTubers out there, pretty big YouTubers out there. If you look at their store, they're not selling a lot, and they have smaller stores. Some of them, like one really big YouTuber put out a video saying, hey, he made $11,000 in sales. And you look at the video and that's over 90 days. That's not very good for a full-time reseller. But that YouTuber has other revenue streams, so it's not that big of a deal. But that's not impressive for a person who, for me, I have a goal of making 500 a day in sales, knowing I have about a 50 to 60% margin. That's where I need to be. $11,000. If that's what I made, I would be in the poorhouse. I would close shop. I wouldn't be able to make it work. Jerry, I enjoy your videos. They're very informative. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. eBay, I'm sorry, Ed, the reselling writer. I'm going to share your channel, John, wherever I can. You're full of great information. You and Joe are my go-to people for eBay information. And just with that said, thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. Joe is going to have a live stream, I believe, on New Year's Eve, I think 7 o'clock Eastern time. That's Crazy New York Driver Show on YouTube. And he's a straight shooter. I really enjoy straight shooter channels. Dom, Primetime Treasure Hunter is another one. There's not a lot of fluff there. This is what it is. This is what we do. And we're not trying to prop ourselves up to be something that we're not. I know it looks good, showing our fancy car, in the intros and, talking about where I live or, how many items I've listed. And, we're not giving you all the other things that go along with that. And I'm not trying to disparage. That's why I'm not bringing up specific channel names. But hopefully you guys as viewers will see through the fluff and follow the channels that you can relate with, but also don't allow a lot of this stuff that looks too good to be true to influence you, because it ain't all eBay, those fancy cars and nice homes and all that stuff. there's a lot more to it that is behind the scenes. Trust me on that. Adrian says, couldn't agree more on the whole free shipping facade. It just try it out. I mean, if it doesn't work, know that we warned you, but be willing to start charging your customer for the shipping. As prices of shipping will continue to rise, and they will, you don't want to be on the hook for that. I do have a hybrid shipping model where I'll look at my worst case, and I've also made a video on this too, where I look at my worst case scenario. If for me, the worst place to ship is Florida or Maine, because it's just the farthest place to ship in the continental United States. And if an item's going to be $23, I'll charge $19.99. I'll be willing to eat $4. Most of my buyers won't be scared off if they're in states that aren't very far, and those labels might cost me 14 or 15 bucks. So I take a loss on some, I make a win on the others, and it works good for me. Find what works for you, though. And Fisher Flips agrees. Free shipping is a horrible business model. And, we're not Amazon. We're not, I think Walmart has it too. You can pay for a membership every month, and they're sort of banking on the fact that you're not going to order, what is it, $15 a month worth of shipping. And most people are going to order every once in a while, but it'll offset the cost of shipping on like that Amazon Prime thing that they do. So yeah, definitely not a great business model. And this says, Tommy says that, let's see, there is a horrible, huge channels that teach free shipping and run people's business into the ground daily. And yeah, so, like eBay tries to be like Amazon. Don't be like me. Don't be like all these other YouTubers that, will tell you what they do. Take bits and pieces, but don't emulate exactly what they do, because you're not selling the same kind of items in most cases. You're not the same seller. You don't have the same situation. For me, I don't mind all these packages behind me for UPS because I'm 5 minutes away from my UPS store. If you're like Semperfi, he had to drive 30 minutes to his FedEx store. That's, if that's the closest you can get, and you can't get anyone to pick up your items from your location, I would think that's horrible to sell large items if you have no other way to do it. Let's see. Winter Crow, planning to bail on my free shipping deals. Worked for a while, and thankfully no returns in 20 years, but I was dangling carrots and have to balance sales and fees. And that's what it is. When you're running your business, you got to know, look, in a perfect world, I would offer free shipping, I would offer free returns, and still be able to make what I need to make. But it's not a perfect world. You're not a large corporation, and do what works for your bottom line. And only you know what that is. We have my buddy Dwayne. He's making a new cooking channel. So if you guys like great cooking and recipes and all that, he's going to start up his channel here in about a week, and give him that support. He is a great chef and loves to smoke food on the barbecue like I do. Nothing better than eating a good meal while listing your items on eBay. Thanks for dropping in, Dwayne. Awesome trophies. Thank you. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Adrian's got to go listing. Thanks for the vid. And I've got to get going here pretty soon too. I'm just going to scan to see if there's anything. Ed has one last thing to say. I think the problem is that YouTube suggests the big channels to newer resellers, and most of them tell them free shipping is a must to make sales. Smaller channels say buyer paid is just as good. But see, the thing is, you do get more sales with free shipping, but you're making less in the long run, I think. That's why I'm not into volume. If I sell, 5 to 10 items a day, I'm happy with that, because I know what I'm making. Average sale is, what I'm like 30 or 40 bucks, and I'm good with that. If I sell, 10 of those a day, it works. I don't need to sell 200 items to make what I need to survive. And unfortunately, some of these channels tell you need to be selling 100 to 200 items. Otherwise, you're just not going to cut it. And then Primetime Treasure Hunter, Dom. Thanks, John. I appreciate it. Thanks for dropping by. I certainly appreciate you taking time to hang out with us today. Those cookies, Ed, were awesome. I baked like 250 cookies, and we passed them out at Christmas, different places. And I think I have like 10 left. Dwayne got some. How are they, Dwayne? Oh, the cookies were good. Yeah, I on the way to California, I stopped at his house and passed them on. We had some chocolate chip, butterscotch, and white chocolate chip cookies, and then I made some chocolate chip cookies too. And then Winter Crow, thanks so much for spending time with us tonight. Wishing you and yours and your viewers a happy, healthy, and profitable New Year. I wish every one of you guys a profitable New Year 2022. You will hear from me between now and New Year's. I'm going to keep feeding the YouTube beast because I want to grow this channel, and help me pass the word on about this channel to friends that might sell on, on eBay. Anyone who wants to look at this type of content, I certainly do appreciate that. What we talked about today, these are all examples of how flipping ain't easy. And I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with me today. It's been about an hour and 20 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and sign off. But look for another video here very soon. And guys, just keep making those sales. I know it's the day or two after Christmas, but people are still buying, and eBay is going to keep feeding your buyers your listings if you keep doing what eBay wants you to do. Keep playing the game, and you're going to keep making the sales. So have a great rest of your week, and you'll hear from me very soon. Take it easy, everyone. Have a good week.